All right, today's class is based off of a flow that my friend Leela likes to teach through, and I think it's a really nice complement to some of the longer holds we were doing yesterday in the classic Journey into Power sequence. So let's go ahead and get started. Bring your toes together and knees wide apart at the back of your mat, coming into a child's pose. And spread those knees pretty wide out. And as you walk your fingers forward, take a big breath in through your nose and clear it out through your mouth. And then seal your lips. And breathe into all 360 degrees of your rib cage and start up your fiery Ujjayi breath. Spread all of your toes out on the mat and rotate your inner thighs up to the ceiling as you press your tailbone back toward your heels. And on your next inhale, come up to your hands and knees. Placing your hands right underneath your shoulders and your knees right underneath your hips. And start flowing into some cat-cows. Following your breath, inhaling and reaching your collarbones and tailbone up, and exhaling, rounding your back and tucking your belly button up into your spine. And flow with your own breath. Do this. We'll go through a few rounds of this before coming back to a neutral spine. So wiggle your hips around, pull your chest through your arm bones, and work all the stiffness out of your body using your breath and movement. And inhale, come to a neutral spine. Curl your toes under, hug all your abs in, and lift your knees to hover an inch above the ground. Extend your spine long, pulling your chest through your shoulders, and pressing your tailbone toward the wall behind you. Continue using your breath to hug in and expand with your inhales, contract with your exhales to find some strength and build a fire in this initial pose. And with an inhale, send your tailbone high and come into your downward facing dog. Walk your feet another hand length forward to expand your stance a bit. And press through all of your knuckles to send that tailbone high. Bring the pit of your belly in and up and your front ribs together to hold you up with a strong armored set of abs on your tummy. Pressing into your finger bones. Inhale your right leg high. Hug your outer hips in and engage your hamstring. Pushing out through your heel to raise that leg even higher. Then bend your knee and stack and open up your hips. Seal the muscles of both legs onto their bones and lift your leg a little bit higher. Then exhale, bring it down. Press into those finger bones and knuckles again and inhale to lift your left leg higher. Engage that hamstring and hug your outer hips, pressing out through your heel to lift it up, 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 and then bend your knee and stack and open up your hips, flexing your toes back toward your shin. Squeeze both of your quadriceps and your outer hips once more to open that leg up even more. Make a nice stretch on your hip. And then exhale, bring it down. Look forward between your hands and walk to the front of your mat, hanging in a rag doll with your feet split apart and your hands capturing your opposite biceps. Squeeze your quadriceps up off your kneecaps to send your tailbone higher and drop your head lower, softly tucking your chin to get that extension even on the back of your neck. Switch your grip, taking the opposite body. And then release your grip and heel toe your feet together. Inhale to halfway lift, sending your hips back and your heart forward. And exhale, softly fold. On your next inhale, rise all the way up to standing, pressing down through your heels and pulling up the front of your pelvis. You reach your arms high. And exhale, bring your hands to heart center. And we'll open with our Om. Inhaling for Om. Reach up and look up between your hands. And exhale, hug in as you fold with soft knees, extending your tailbone high at the bottom. Inhale to halfway lift, rolling your upper arm bones back. And exhale, step back into your high plank. Wiggle your toes back so your heels stack right over your toes. And seal your legs onto the bone, hugging your outer hips in and turning those inner thighs up to the ceiling. Bring your front ribs together and puff up your back slightly, pressing down into the mat with your 4 points of contact in order to lift up and grow light and exposed. Inhale, rock forward about 3 inches, and exhale, lower down. Inhale, press through your feet to upward facing dog. And exhale, hips high to downward facing dog. And now we'll move into those sun A's, flowing 1 breath per movement and waking our body up for the rest of practice. Inhale, and look forward between your hands. Exhale, step or jump to the top of your mat. Inhale to halfway lift, and exhale to fold. Inhale, rise up, move up between your hands, and exhale, forward fold, hugging in. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, step or jump back, high plank to low plank. Inhale to upward facing dog, and exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale to step or jump to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, extended mountain pose, reach high, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift, and exhale, step or jump back, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. 2 more of those. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or jump to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up, press into your feet to lift up, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, step or jump back, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog, And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or jump to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale to fold. Inhale, rise up, reach high, spread your fingers apart. And exhale, fold with soft knees. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, step or jump back, high plank to low plank. Inhale to upward facing dog, spread your toes wide. And exhale, downward facing dog. And now for our old friend, the sun beast. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or jump to your hands. Inhale to halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale your hands high and hips low, coming into chair pose. Press your feet apart on the mat when you're going to rip it apart. And spread your toes wide as you plug your outer hips in. Reach your arm bones up by your ears. Engaging your lats, pull your shoulder blades down your back. Continue to breathe fully into your rib cage, using your breath and staying in the pose to find out where there might be some places you can relax. One more big inhale, lift your chest up, and exhale, fold over your feet. Inhale to halfway lift, and exhale, step or jump back, high plank to low plank. Inhale to upward facing dog, and exhale to downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward and spin your left heel down to come on up into warrior one. Wheel your feet a little bit farther apart and sink down into your front leg. Clasp your hands behind your back and lift your chest up, rolling your upper arm bones back, and hug your butt in as you bow into a humble warrior. Hugging your cheeks together and pulling your heels together on the mat will help give you some stability in this pose, as we're really pressing out through that left heel. And inhale, stand all the way back up. Bring your arms high overhead. And exhale, hands to the mat, high to low plank. Inhale to upward facing dog. And exhale to downward facing dog. Step your left foot forward and come up on an inhale. Exhale, wiggle your feet a little bit farther apart and sink down into that left leg. Clasp your hands behind you, the opposite thumb on top, and roll your upper arm bones back, reaching your knuckles toward the floor to lift your heart up. And then exhale, fold inside of your left leg. Press out through your right heel and suck all your muscles onto the bone to give you strength to stay in this humble warrior. And then inhale, come back up. Bring your arms high overhead. And then exhale your hands to the mat. High to low plank. Inhale to upward facing dog. And exhale, hips high to downward facing dog. Now we'll flow that one breath per movement. No humble warrior in the middle of the one breath per movement. Go ahead and get cracking. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or jump to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, hands high, hips low, come into a chair pose. And exhale, melt over your feet. Inhale to halfway lift. And exhale, step or jump back, high plank to low plank. Inhale to upward facing dog. And exhale, downward dog. Right away, step forward, come up with your inhale. And exhale your hands to the mat, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Left foot comes forward. Inhale to rise. And exhale, hands to the mat. High to low plank. Inhale to upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Twice more through the sunbeams. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or jump to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Hands high, hips low. Come on up into your chair pose. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. And exhale, step or jump back, high plank to low plank. Inhale to upward facing dog. And exhale, down dog. Right foot steps forward. Inhale to rise up. And exhale, hands to the mat. High to low plank. Inhale to upward facing dog. And exhale to down dog. Left foot steps forward. Inhale as you come up. And exhale your hands to the mat. High to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Last lap. You guys ready? Let's do it. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or jump to your hands. Inhale to halfway lift. And exhale to fold. Inhale into your chair pose. Lift your chest high. And exhale, melt over your feet. Inhale to halfway lift. And exhale, step or jump back, high low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, down dog. Right foot steps forward, press down and lift up. Warrior one, reach up. And exhale, hands to the mat, flow high to low. Inhale to upward facing dog. And exhale to down dog. Left foot steps forward. Inhale, come right on up into your pose. And exhale, chaturanga, high to low. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. And since it's kind of toasty, let's take another clearing breath. But again, that's going to be that big inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Big inhale. And big exhale. Press down through your knuckles and spin your armpits toward the ground to lift your right heel high. Exhale your knee to your nose, bringing your leg forward and rounding your back. Inhale your right heel high. Exhale, hug in to bring your knee to your right tricep. Inhale, press up and back. And exhale, bring your right knee to your left tricep, hugging in and up. Inhale, come up and back. Then bend your knee and step and open up your hips. Press your left heel toward the ground. Engage your quadriceps to lift with your inner right knee higher. Then stay here or come over with control and flip your dog. No matter which one you choose, hug your inner thighs together and inhale your spine long. And then exhale, come back over to your downward facing dog. Inhale your left heel high, pressing through your knuckles and lengthen out your side bodies. You can lift it even higher. Then exhale, bring your knee to your nose, round your back. Inhale, lift your left leg back up. Exhale, bring your left knee to your left tricep. Inhale, lift back up. Exhale, bring your left knee to your right tricep, lifting it up. And inhale, lift your leg back up. And bend your knee, stack, and open up your hips. Hugging out outer hips in to send that inner left knee up. Then stay here or flip on over to your flip dog. Hug your inner thighs together and press your shins toward the wall in front of you to extend long. Then exhale, come back over to your downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to your high plank. Bring the front of your pelvis up and sending your tailbone towards your heels, hugging in to find stability. And with your abs hugged in, roll on over to your side plank, reaching your right arm up in the air. And float your right leg up. Even if you're taking the modification with your left knee down, float your right leg up, bring your knee into your chest, and gently step it forward by your left hand. Press down and out through both of your feet. Hug your outer hips in and express your chest forward. Then peel your right hand up for an easy twist. Bring your front ribs together to make the twist come from your thoracic spine, not your lumbar spine. And lift your outer left hip up. Bring your right hand down. Step your left foot back, or right foot back into high plank. Inhale to hug in and express your chest in front of your pelvis forward. And exhale, roll onto the outside of your right foot, lifting your left hand up. Once again, even if you're taking either modification with the knee down, lift your top leg up. Woo. Over balance. Then bring your left knee into your chest and swing it forward with place by your right hand. Coming to your low lunge here. Wiggle your feet apart as far as you need to firm up your outer hips and suck your abs in and up, expressing that chest forward. And then peel your left hand up in an easy twist. Continue to bring the outside of your left hip back, the outside of your right hip forward and up to get deeper into your twist. Then bring your left hand down and step back into your high plank and press back to downward facing dog. Inhale your right heel high. Exhale, bring your knee to your nose and step all the way through, rising up into crescent lunge. Hug your inner thighs together. Pull the front of your pelvis up and your upper ribs in to still have that strong plate of abs we had in high plank, all the way to our crescent lunge. And then bring your hands to heart center and twist open to the right. Option here to bring the back knee down to make this more about the twist, or keep the back knee up to strengthen your legs. Release and come up to center, picking the front of your pelvis up as you raise your hands overhead. And exhale, open up into your warrior two. Hug your cheeks together and press your feet out on the mat to suck your leg muscles onto the bone and make this about expanding out. Flip your right palm and inhale, go up and back. And exhale, bring it to the ground, reaching forward with your left hand. Twist the ground or your inner thigh, reaching forward with your left hand. Option here to take a bind, bring your left hand behind you to reach through your right hip crease, and then bringing your right hand underneath your thigh to complete the full bind. No matter what you're doing, what modifications you take in this pose, press out strongly to the edge of your left foot to drive the pose. And release your bind, come back to extended side angle. And then press up, stand all the way up into warrior two. Press through your front foot to straighten your leg and turn your toes in for a side-facing wide-legged fold. Place your hands at your hips and inhale your chest up, and then exhale, fold over, reaching for the back of your mat behind you. Roll your inner thighs back toward the wall behind you to send your hips a little bit higher and press out through all of your feet. You need support and safety, you need to drop your head lower. Inhale, come up halfway with a flat back. Turn your toes and face the back of your mat and press up into your warrior two. Actually, you know what? Let's take our crescent twist. Come up into your crescent lunge. Wiggle your back foot back as needed to get that spread you need. Really get down into your crescent, stacking your heel over your toes on your rear leg. Engage your hamstrings to support you here. And bring your hands to heart center and twist over to the left. Tuck your chin in slightly to extend the back of your neck long and press your tailbone back toward your rear foot. Lengthening out the spine moving forward from the twist in this pose. Release, come to center. Arms high, front of the pelvis up, heart up. And now, exhale, open up into your warrior two. Swing your left butt cheek underneath you and press your left shin forward. Driving down to the knife blade edge of your right foot. To do so, flip your left hand and reverse to your warrior. And then exhale, bring it down for extended side angle. Extending your right hand far over your head to the wall in front of you. Option here to take the bind strong, just as you did. On the other side, reaching your right hand for your left hip crease and bringing your left arm under complete. Release your bind, come back to our extended side angle. Extend forward, and then stand back up into our warrior two. Press down through both of your feet to expand out. And then once again, press down and stand up. Turn your toes toward the edge of your mat. This time, take a bind behind you. Either thumb on top. And inhale, press down and lift up, hugging your abs and extending your heart. And exhale to fold. Soften your knees slightly and soften your elbows slightly so you can really bring your knuckles overhead, allowing gravity to do some work and opening up your shoulders here. Now release your bind and heel toe your feet together on the mat. Inhale to halfway lift and exhale to fold. Actually wiggle your feet apart a little wider than this distance and take a squat. Press your feet down into the ground and pull the front of your pelvis up, extending your tailbone down. Using the strength of your arms to press out into your inner thighs, giving you a chest opener and also helping to stretch your inner thighs. Our next inhale, we're going to tuck our butts under us and using the strong legs, press all the way up to standing. And then exhale, sink down into your squat. It's like a more compact goddess pose. Let's do another one of those. Press down and engage your legs to lift all the way up. And exhale to, with control and a straight spine, sink all the way down. Let's do 2 more of those. So inhale, press up, come all the way up. And exhale, come all the way down. And our one final one. So hug in your butt, hug in your abs, come all the way up. And exhale to squat all the way down. Some range of motion and some strength work. And this time, lift your hips high and come over and do a forward fold. We'll capture your opposite elbows for just a brief ragdoll here. Bending your knees as much as you need to. You find a stretch in your hands versus your back. And taking whatever counter action you need after the squats. And then walk your hands to your front of your space. Extend your feet behind you. Inhale, rock forward. Exhale, lower halfway down. Inhale to halfway lift, dragging the heels of your hands back toward your hips. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward between your hands. Exhale, step, jump to the front of your mat. Inhale to halfway lift, bring your front ribs together. And exhale to fold. Hips low, hands high, come on up into your chair pose. And exhale your hands to your heart center. At the bottom of your exhale, twist over to your right. Press your elbow into your knee and your knee into your elbow. Bring your left hip back if it's bumped forward. And spreading the mat apart with your feet to really fire up those outer legs. And then take some flight with me. Spread those wings and open up. Keep your front ribs together as you pull your shoulder blades into your spine. And then inhale, come to center. And exhale, bring your hands to heart center. At the bottom of your exhale, hook them around to the outside of your left knee. Plug your right hip back is cut forward and turn to look up over your left shoulder. And spread your wings on this side, extending your spine long to find all that room to bring your shoulder blades and ribs together and twist open. And inhale, come to center, release. And exhale, forward fold over your feet. Split them apart the width of your hips. And grab your big toes with your peace-sign fingers. Roll your inner thighs back as you halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Bring your elbows out to the side and letting the crown of your head drop with your mat. Once again, bend your knees as much as you need to make this comfortable. And you start to feel the 7-pound weight of your head pulling on your spine and creating all that space with your hip vertebrae. And release your feet, heel toe your feet back together. Inhale to halfway lift, pressing your tailbone back. And exhale to fold. And inhale, come on up into your chair. And exhale to cross your right leg over and your right arm under, coming into an eagle pose. Just a brief eagle release, hands up. And exhale your left leg up and over. And then your left arm under, taking a little bit of a different pattern today to come into eagle on the left. And then break, stand all the way up. And come into your eagle on the right once more, however you want to get in there. Woo. And then inhale, stand all the way up. Come into eagle on the left. If you're not quite getting it, it's okay. It's a practice of doing this quickly. This works a little bit different, stand all the way up. Come and do it on the right. And it does when we do those longer holds. You know, neuroplasticity and all that. Stand all the way up. And come into eagle on the left. Left arm under, left leg over. And then release, stand all the way up. And bring your right knee up into your chest. Press down through your left heel and press out through your right heel to firm up your leg muscles and get ready to Take your right knee with your right hand or your right foot in your right hand and open up to either side. Inhale the front of your pelvis up and descend your tailbone toward your feet. So you have the room to use those big, strong gluteus medius, keeping you here and steady in this pose. And then release, come up to center, and bring your left hand to the outside of your right knee for dancing Shiva. Extending your right hand behind you and turning to look over at your right thumbnail. And inhale, come back to center, reaching your arms up. And exhale, hinge down into a standing split. Pressing out through both of your heels, spreading all 10 of your toes and curling them back toward your shins to hinge into this pose. Option up there with your balance, bringing your hands to your shin and seeing what that does for you, how hard your abs have to work then. Or you can just stay in the standing splits. And then release your right leg down. And inhale, stand all the way up. Bring your hands overhead. Press down firmly through your right foot to inhale your left knee up into your chest. Press down firmly through both heels. Bring your left hand to the outside of your left knee. And begin to open up to either side. Hugging your quads up into your kneecaps and the front of your pelvis up. As you pull your low ribs in to make the space on your stomach smaller and really use all of those abs. Inhale, release, come to center. And exhale, bring your right hand to the outside of that right knee and open up over your left shoulder, looking at your left thumbnail for dancing Shiva. And release, come to center. Inhale to pick up. And exhale to kick back and hinge over into standing splits. Hug your outer hips in and curl all 10 toes back toward your shins to use all of your leg muscles to lift your left leg even higher in this pose. Once again, option to play with some balance or just to stay here and work on flexibility. And release your left foot all the way down. Inhale and take a halfway lift. And exhale to fold. Inhale, rise all the way up to standing, arms overhead. And reach behind you with your right hand to capture the inside of your right ankle, and take dancer. Hugging your inner thighs together and lifting up as you kick back with your right foot, and inhale to extend your chest high. And gently release your dancer, bring your right foot in to connect to your left calf or inner thigh in tree pose. And take a bind behind your back, pulling your knuckles down toward the ground to raise your chest up and really open those shoulders. From your knuckles pulling down and your left foot pressing down, and begin to open your chest up to the ceiling and walk your gaze up or even a little bit behind you. And release. Stand all the way back up, bringing your arms overhead. And come into your dancer on the left, connecting your left hand to the inside of your left ankle and kicking back with your exhales And inhaling up with your inhales, expanding your chest through your shoulders, and of course, coming right back in if you fall out. And release. Bring your leg gently through. And without setting it down, connect your left foot to the inside of your right shin and come into our tree pose. And this time, take your interlaced fingers and press them forward as you squeeze your outer hips and open up the inner leg, open up the back of your body, a little stretch back there, and then bring those arms overhead to press up to the ceiling. Other option is to hold your opposite elbows. Do something that's gonna open your chest and get a little jitter going in your shoulders here. And release, come all the way down. Inhale, reach up, look up, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, inhale to halfway lift, and exhale, set back, and take your chaturanga, or skip it. Inhale to upward facing dog, and exhale, hips high to downward facing dog. Inhale your right heel high. Exhale, bring your knee to your nose, round your back. Inhale your right heel high. Exhale, bring your right leg to your right tricep. Inhale your right leg high. And exhale, bring your right leg to your left tricep, hugging up. Inhale your right leg high. And exhale, bring it all the way to your right hand. Spin your back foot down and come up into a warrior one. Straighten your front leg out and reach forward to come down to a long pyramid. Totally cool if your back heel comes up. Mine doesn't stay down either. Inhale your tailbone high and your shoulder blades down your spine. And exhale to drop the crown of your head. And inhale, press back up into your warrior one. And exhale, open up into warrior two. Straighten your front leg and inhale up and back. And then exhale, come in to your triangle pose. Reaching up with your left hand and hugging your heels into center line so that you can pull your foot ribs in and express out with your chest. Inhale to stand all the way up. Turn your left toes toward the back of your mat and set up for your warrior one on the left. Tuck your left butt cheek under and drive through your right heel to deepen your pose. And then straighten that front leg out and reach forward and then down, lifting your heel as necessary to come into a super long pyramid pose. Lift your tailbone high and slide your shoulder blades down your back to open your chest and give your head some room to drop down. Bring your back heel back down. You can bend that front knee. And inhale, come back up to your warrior one. And exhale, open back up into your warrior two. Straighten your left leg as you go up and back. And then exhale, come forward as much as possible before coming down into your triangle pose. Squeeze your inner thighs together and press down to the toe ball mound of your left leg to give you space to open up and really develop that stretch on the inside of your left thigh. And then fold over your left leg, coming into a low runner's lunge. Take your hands and bring the thumbs together like this, right on the inside of that left foot. And now we're in a lizard lunge. You can bring your feet as wide as your shoulders or a little bit wider, however far you need to make this comfortable for you and work in your hips. Now bring the front of your pelvis up and descend your tailbone towards your right heel and pull your chest through your arm bones. And come down to your elbows if you're feeling especially bendy today. I am not, so I'm going to stay up and focus on a spot in front of my mat. And continue. Now bring your back knee down, let your foot lie flat behind you. Wiggle your left foot out to the side, letting your hip drop open, and take your left hand and press it against the knee part of high up on your thigh, and turn and look over your left shoulder. Continue to hug your outer hips in to bring the front of your pelvis forward and deepen the stretch. Option here to grab for your left foot and take that bind to go even deeper and get a big old stretch on the front of your quad. And gently release your back foot. And come back up to your lizard lunge. Wiggle your left foot in the center into your low runner's lunge, and then bring it back to high plank. Bring your right foot forward and wiggle it out to the side. Bring your thumbs together on the inside of your foot for a lizard lunge on the right. Press out through both of your feet and scoop the front of your pelvis in and up, hugging your abs and hugging those low ribs in to give you the support you need to express your chest forward and have a long, lean spine in this lizard lunge here. And drop your back knee down, flattening out your left foot, and take your right hand and place it on the big, meaty upper part of your thigh, and turn to look over your left or right shoulder. Option here to reach for your right foot or left foot with your right hand. Woo. Taking that bind to stretch out your quad. And release your bind. Bring your hands to the mat. And come on up to your hands. Walk your right leg back, so we're in a high plank. And exhale, lower down to your belly, turning either ear to the mat. So brief belly shavasana here. Turn your chin to center. And inhale up, come into locust pose. Extend long through your feet with your heels and your toe ball mounds, sucking your leg bone, muscles onto your leg bones and squeezing the tips of your shoulder blades together to lift your chest up a little bit more. And then exhale, release. opposite ear to the mat. Kick your legs up and reach for the outside of your ankles to set up your floor bone. And inhale, kick back to come all the way up. Press your pubic bone down into the mat. And reach your heels toward the ceiling, hugging your legs toward each other and pressing into your hands to open up a big stretch on the front of your shoulders as you look up. And exhale, release. Windshield wiper your legs back and forth. And back and forth. Back and forth. And then flip on over to your back. Or actually, you know what? Let's take a brief camel. Come to your knees. Put your hands in your back pockets. Curl your toes under to stretch the bottoms of your feet. And then lift the front of your pelvis up. And start to lift your chest up and lean back. Hug your elbows together to open up your chest. And stretch the front of your shoulders, those deltoids. You know, a little bit of a cat stretch here. Walk your gaze behind you. And tuck your chin, roll slowly and safely all the way up. And exhale, sink back on your heels, turning your hands up for a few brief breaths of recovery. Swing your feet out in front of you, and this time, come onto your back for a bridge pose. Press your feet down and forward to provide the counterbalance. So lift your hips up, make your legs long, and grasp your hands behind your back, stretching your knuckles toward your heels to open up your chest. And exhale, release, come down. We'll do one more bridge. Inhale, come on up. Then place your hands by your ears. And from this bridge, pressing forward with your feet to extend your shins long, come on up into wheel. We'll hold this wheel for 3 breaths, and then we'll do another one for 5. We'll call it go to the back legs today. Release, come all the way down. And then for our second and final wheel, inhale, come all the way up. And release, come all the way down. Take a Supta Konasana with your feet together. One hand on your belly and the other on your head. And then release your feet up for a happy baby. Rocking side to side, pressing up into your hands. Then begin to rock and roll, and rock and roll. And come up into a half pigeon with your right shin in front of you, toes flexed back towards your knee. And lay down, come all the way over. And press softly up. And walk your right foot out in front of you, almost like you're in a lunge. And then sink back on that hip for a half split. Inhaling to halfway, lifting your chest, and exhale to fold over your leg. Option to point toes or extend heels, whichever feels good to you in this pose. and release. Walk over to the other edge of your mat and take half pigeon on the left. Flexing your toes back toward your shin, squaring your hips up, and folding over your butt shin. And press softly back up, wiggling your left foot into the center of your mat, almost like we're in that little lunge again. And then sink your hips back, coming into a half split. Inhale to halfway lift through your chest, and exhale to fold over your leg. Once again, choosing if you're a Barbie toe or a heel kind of girl. And release. Come onto your butt and extend your legs long in front of you. And tap them on the ground a little bit. Reach your arms up overhead and exhale to fold over your legs in a seated forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift, extending your chest long, and exhale to fold once more, deepening over your knees. Inhale, roll up, and take a fish pose. Bring your hands underneath your buns, and lay back on those elbows, and point your toes as you express your chest forward, drooping your head back until the crown of your head touches the ground. And release yourself softly onto your back. Bring your right knee into your chest for a supine twist. And then bring it over to the left side of your body, looking over your right hand. But breathing into any stiffness in your buns or whatnot. I know that's where I'm sore today. Release, come to center. Switch legs, bringing your left knee into your chest and extending your right leg long. And then exhale, bringing that leg across to the right side of your body. And bring your gaze to rest over your left hip. And release, come to center. Give yourself one last big squeeze. And exhale, release into your final Shavasana, allowing the earth to hold you up. Bring that grounding, loving power from it. Start to clench and unclench your fists. And bring your toes in and out, roll in and out. And start to roll your wrists in one direction, roll your wrists in the other direction. And bring your arms way overhead. Let your toes just stretch out. And roll over to your right or left side. Resting your head on your arm. Bring your knees up into your chest. Keeping your eyes softly closed, press up to the seat. Bringing your hands to heart center. And we'll close with one final Om. Inhaling for Om. Inhale your thumbs up to your third eye center. Enlightening, bows to enlighten each one of you. Namaste.
Namaste.
And happy